Okay, so Inside Out. Now, I didn't even realize this film dropped in 2015. 2015! Seems crazy, right? Seems crazy. But as Inside Out 2 is out, I know it's been out for a couple of weeks, few weeks, but I thought, you know what? Let's go to cinema and check it out. But before I do that, I need to watch the first one. Because, yeah, I hadn't watched the first film. So, here we go. It is directed by Pete Docter and Ronnie Del Carmen. It is written by Pete Docter, Meg LeFauve, and Josh Cooley. The film is produced by Jonas Riviera, executive produced by John Lasseter and Andrew Stanton, with Mark Nielsen serving as associate producer. Michael Giacchino took care of the music. Kevin Nolting edits the piece. Casting was handled by Natalie Leon and Kevin Araya. Ralph Eggleston took care of production design. Art direction is Bert Berry. And our voice cast. Okay, so we have got Joy, who is voiced by Amy Poehler. Sadness, Phyllis Smith. Fear, Bill Hader. Anger, Louis Black. Disgust is Mindy Kaling. And these are emotions of young Riley, who is voiced by Kaitlyn Dias. Her mum is Diane Lane. Her dad is Carl McLaughlin. We've also got her imaginary friend, Bing Bong, voiced by Richard Kind. There is Forgetter Paula, played by Paula Poundstone. Forgetter Bobby, by Bobby Moynihan. The Dream Director is Paula Pell. Right? Subconscious Guards are Dave Gulas and Frank Oz. Josh Cooley is Jangles. Flea is a mind worker cop. Right? Fritz is John Ratzenberger. Clown's Joy is Pete Siegel. Cool Girls Emotions are Rashida Jones. The Mum's Sadness is Laurie Allen. Yeah, there's some of our main ones. Right? Ronnie Del Carmen is Abstract Fault. Right? The Dad's Anger is Pete Docter. And there's a load of other people, right? You know what I mean? Jumping in, doing voices and all of that jazz, right? Which is great. Now, the gist of the story is this: growing up can be a bumpy road, and it's no exception for Riley, who is uprooted from her Midwest life when her father starts a new job in San Francisco. Like all of us, Riley is guided by her emotions: joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. The emotions live in headquarters, the control center inside Riley's mind, where they help advise her through everyday life. As Riley and her emotions struggle to adjust to a new life in San Francisco, turmoil ensues in headquarters. Although joy, Riley's main and most important emotion, tries to keep things positive, the emotions conflict on how best to navigate a new city, house, and school. So yeah, that is the gist of it. And boy, this was very good, right? It was just really interesting how, like, the idea of all of this was brought to life, right? The the core memories, We had the core memories. We had the memory islands, right? Like Family Island, Hockey Island, Goofy Island. Like, and you'd be like, oh shit, yeah, that makes sense, right? Your normal memories, your core memory, just all of these things, all of these, the way it's all depicted and broken down and laid out for you, you could be like, huh, yeah, that does kind of seem how a mind could work, how a mind could be laid out, right? If you're kind of thinking in an abstract way. So I enjoyed all of that, and then it's just, I think it's that initial thought, right? That there's no place for sadness. What are you doing? Don't touch that. Bum, bum, bum. But when you think about it all, how all of these things kind of work in concert together, right? There's a synergy between everything. You need everything to counterbalance, right? And I think that's interesting because when you see them being like, no, can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And then you're thinking, no, but that's not right, But it makes you think, if you're like, yeah, but of course, right? It's not a bad thing to be sad. Obviously, you don't want to be sad 24/7, you know what I mean? But a bit of sadness can provide the fuel to take you somewhere else, right? A little anger could be the impetus to, go for something, right? Just all of these things work like that. And especially, there's that moment when Joy is looking at a memory, right? But it's the end of the memory. So when she goes forward, like back, she realizes where it and how it started, which is the whole importance of everything. So just these things being brought to life like that were very cool. Very cool. Like the voice cast was great, like when you actually, but obviously these people do so much voice work, you recognize their voices, right? So Phyllis Smith as Sadness, you're just like, oh yeah, obviously that works, right? Amy Poehler is upbeat, right? Richard Kind as Bing Bong, right? Louise Black, Bill Hader, Mindy Kaling, they're all great. But I was a bit like, I don't know. Firstly, we could mix it up, have a little bit more diversity on this front, right? Just because, as I said, right, we know these voices. You recognize these voices. They're great. They're great. They do a fantastic job. But we know this is Amy Poehler, right? We know this is Richard. Like, we know who these people are. So it would be good to get some new people up in there, right? Let's get some new voices. Because I don't think we're necessarily going to these films for the voices. We're going for the great story. Now, I get it. Having these people on board definitely helps with financing, right? Definitely helps you get a film pushed through. So it makes sense. I understand all of those components of it. But to hear some fresh takes, and also we're giving new people opportunities, because everyone involved in this, they're working, right? They got mad gigs all over the place, TV shows, films, all of that jazz. They've got it. So, you know what I mean? Giving some fresh people those chances would be pretty nice. You know what I mean? But No, the animation was fantastic. I mean, I will say, at the very beginning, right, when we see the baby, I was just like, oh, are they mixing real life with animation? Is it one of them films? I didn't realize that. No, it was fucking an animated baby, but it looked so real. I was like, oh fuck, that's not a real baby. No, the animation was really good. You know, just bringing these places to life, all of that thing. I did also really like the whole imaginary friend situation, right? Because, you know, what they're saying about it, right? How an imaginary friend is kind of there to help you for a period of time, right? To get through certain things in life and all of that kind of thing. Because like, no one goes into adulthood with an imaginary friend, you know what I mean? So that aspect of the story was, yeah, I thought that was handled very well. And you're also watching this and going, this could go here. And imagine when she's older, right? The other emotions that you would have there, you know? Right? And then at the hockey game, when she gives the bottle to the boy and we see his emotions, right? We see the parents' like, it's interesting that when we do that and we see the other people's emotions, right? And essentially they're the same, but with different characteristics. So I thought that was, especially at the end, right? We do that little end credit sequence with, you know, seeing all the different types of emotions and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, I think watching this, you were probably definitely thinking, oh, this this could be a franchise. This could be something. So it's kind of funny how it's like nearly 10 years before the next film turns up. I mean, it's not a, I don't hate it, right? And sometimes I think we churn things out mad too quickly. So let things breathe, give things a moment. You know what I mean? But yeah, I enjoyed Inside Out 1, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Inside Out 2 has to offer.